Hello everyone and welcome to this live broadcast where you viewers also have the opportunity to ask questions in the live chat during this broadcast. Today we have Zinzino with us as they have released a report for the third quarter of 2022, and with me on link I have its CEO Dag Bergheim Pettersen. Welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
It's good to have you back with us. We'll head straight into the report. However, total revenue for the quarter showed an increase of 12% from last year's third quarter and landing on 350 million SEK. Gross profit margin 31.7% and EBITDA margin 7.3%. These are the margins, that is, are decreases from 2021's Q3. What are behind the increase in revenue and what is pressuring your margins?
Well, thank you for that. I would say that first and foremost, I'm happy that we are increasing the revenue. That's kind of the magic behind all the other things that we do. So an increase in revenue is good for the company, good for distributors, everyone, I would say. I would say that when you come to the margins, they are better than what we kind of expected from quarter two and quarter one. We have had quite a pressure on our margins the first three quarters. When we are comparing the numbers from last year to this year, there is a decrease, but I see some positive signals from that. And we are then keeping our guidance on 1.4 billion Swedish kronor and more than 6% in EBITDA. So that's good. So it's over those kind of targets that we have put together. So all in all, I'm quite pleased and happy to see that kind of growth and also the margins in itself. When you know that the world is quite that we are in a difficult place with the war in Ukraine and with the lines from China with all those purchasing. I mean, there is a lot of ingredients that is stuck in customs and all over. So we're quite happy to see that we are increasing the revenue and keep our margins on a good level.
We'll talk a little bit more about the macroeconomic situation as well as your guidelines in a moment. But first, I wanted to go into specifics, your markets in particular. And it's always interesting to read. This quarter, North America saw a rather significant growth, almost doubling its revenue, and Central Europe comes in close second. Tell us a little bit about the developments in these markets. What are behind the growth?
Well, it could take US. There is a couple of things. First of all, the currency fluctuation has been good towards the dollars. And when we are reporting in Swedish kronor, you give like a 20% of that. Then we've had some good sales coming into US and developing over years. So I'm happy for that. If you look into the number or into the markets like mid-Europe, like Central Europe, we acquired a company, as you probably remember, like in April, and we are benefiting from that acquisition. So we see that all that region is doing pretty well. So Germany is by far the largest market now in our space, and I believe they're going to be growing like crazy over the next years as well, which is a beautiful market for us. It's lots of people, and so we can grow a lot in our space when you look at that.
You're talking now, of course, about the Enhance and its IPs that you acquired in the second quarter, right?
Yep.
Of course, and we'll get back to that in a moment, but first I want to further go into
I'm
your
jumping
to we'll get there in a moment. Nordics, your Nordic market saw a decrease, however. How has the situation developed in Q4?
I would say that I don't know totally about quarter four. What I know is that we are constantly working on developing and improving, and I see some lights in the tunnel. Finland has been decreasing for some years now. We've had some kind of, I would say, growth problems in Norway, but Sweden has been good. So there has been a stagnation, I would say. But we believe that the Nordics are a home market, so we just need to continue to work and do all the necessary things, which we are doing, which means that we are constantly working on developing the offers and working together with distribution and keep our positive mindset of bringing back Finland into a growth figure. So I believe over the next years you will see development in the Nordics as well.
Finland has seen a decrease, but Pharma has seen an increase.
That's totally correct. We won a external customer that was producing most of his or their goods in US. So they moved their lines or their products to Europe, and they chose us. It's a Swedish company, so that's good. But also the other customers that we have some large customers at the factory that we are producing for. They have seen an increase of needs of supplements, I would say. So it's good. We're pretty pleased by that.
What of the APAC region? No change there, really? Is the situation still as it was last quarter?
Yes, it is. It's like, if you go to China, or you wouldn't go to China by now because you would be in lockdown, but it's still 8 days. So if you look at the Swedish situation where there hasn't been any lockdowns for like 10, 11 months or any problems, I would say, with Corona, there is still a lot of restrictions. You would be surprised. And still there are lots of policy for wearing masks and you can't get out of your home. So there's a lot of things in the Asian region that have held us back. But I believe if you look past China, you will see an increase in Hong Kong, you will see an increase in Taiwan. We have increased the revenue in Thailand, but most of the revenue decrease is coming from the China operations. So all the other markets is growing, but China is problematic with the restrictions as it is for now, and I believe it's going to be for the next 6 months.
We'll go now from markets to products as I finish my jump. We'll talk now about Enhance and its IPs. You write that during the quarter they're now integrated into your business model and what I assume to be new markets for the products themselves. Could you tell us about the feedback and how that has been from distributors?
Customers and distributors are happy to see the new Skincare line. It's 10 new products for us, so I'm super pleased. Then it's a little bit early to say how the implementation and the revenue of the products is going to be revealed now in Q4. But I believe strongly long term on this Skincare line and something that we have been missing. We launched it now in October, so the sales and the promotions has been good. I love the products. We've been working on this for about 6-7 months since we acquired Enhance, and they've done a tremendous development. So we were lucky to have this product line. So let's see how the future brings, but I believe it's a strong market. Skincare and skin serums and products for skin health is enormous. So we are just seeing what we can get out of it. But still, the main products is still the balance concept that we have and the test-based nutrition. So this is an addition to the product line that we have.
But do tell us more about the synergies there, because skincare, supplements.
I think that the biggest synergy, and this is for someone to invest in Zinzino, I think this is something that I should dig into a little bit deeper. So we acquired a company in Asia, that's 3 years ago. So we got access to the 4 or 5 markets in Asia with licenses and all that. And the synergy is that we take their distribution and put it into our system, where we have been investing a lot in our tech and the system and the products that we have. And we did the same copy on Enhance. So when Enhance got in, we got distribution power. And that was the first thing for us to get. So we got, so you will see some of the revenue growth we have in the DACH region, in Italy now, and also in Germany, Switzerland, and Austria, comes from that distribution power that we acquired. So it's kind of an addition to that with the Skincare. So the synergy first and foremost was to get more distribution power. And we are constantly looking for acquisitions and mergers, company that could be fitting our culture, fitting our business model, fitting our way of distribution. So I believe that this is going to be one of the things that we're going to do pretty much of over the next years to scale Zinzino and to get benefits on the bottom line and the margins as well as growth.
It will be interesting to follow, but as we move ahead, it's going to be difficult not to talk about the downsizing you're currently going through that you mentioned in the report. You're keeping your guidelines for the full year of 2022, 1.4 billion SEK in sales. But as I said, you're identifying and discontinuing processes. That's what you wrote in the CEO note. Could you tell us more?
Yeah, it's as you know and everyone knows, it's an energy crisis, power crisis, and we have a war in Ukraine. We have lots of issues when it comes to getting a hold of enough products, and so the world is shaking for the moment, and you see the increase of inflation. And we have felt this as well, and we've done 2 price adjustments, and we try to keep them as low as possible so we don't churn too much customers as well. And one of the things that we have identified is to simplify some processes. So we have been working the last 3-4 months on cutting some of the initiatives that could be a little bit like how we do the promotions. That has also been how we've done some arrangements, events that we have done a lot of. We have changed and simplified product lines and product launches, and this continued with some products as well. So we've been simplifying the kind of the structure in the system a little bit towards being, fronting the new world, so to speak, and the inflation. So, and then we couldn't cut all the costs on products or putting in onto the prices. So we've done some minimum, what we can say, of downsizing. So we have let go. We needed to let go of about 20 people, so which is like 7% of the staff, but mostly because we've stopped doing things which was necessary towards next year's to come, which is sad, but
of course,
hard to avoid.
Dag Bergheim Pettersen, that was all my questions, but I thank you very much for your time in joining me today, and I wish both you and Zinzino sincere luck in the future.
Thanks.
Are you still